So you might have seen my last video where Chris and I went on a cruise. It was called the Holistic Holidays, and it was featuring vegan food, and I went as a whole food plant-based person looking to be able to eat there. And it was a lot of fun, a lot of good food. It was a little challenging actually because they put oil in a lot of the food, and I don't do oil. So I had to be a little more selective in what I took. But the interesting thing is that when we went on a cruise 13 years ago, at that time, we ate at the sit-down dinner for every meal. And that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they come and they bring you several courses, but they're all small. So you end up feeling like you've had a nice meal, even though it wasn't a ton of food. You've had all these different courses. And we ate everything. We ate the appetizer, the soup, the salad, the main entree, the bread, the dessert. And we both lost 7 pounds on that cruise. Now, like I said, that was 13 years ago. Things were a little different then. You're younger, whatever. And but we ate everything, and it was fun. It was good. So it's like, wow, I'd like to do the cruise diet. So this time I thought, how's it going to work this time? And you saw I had a good sized breakfast. I had a really big lunch, and then I ate a light dinner. We went to the buffet for breakfast and lunch. So that is different, of course. We're taking in more food. And then dinner, we went to the sit-down dining room for that. And again, it was a lot of small servings of different things. Your appetizer, your salad, didn't get bread. What was it? Appetizer? Oh, and soup and salad. And about halfway through the trip, the meals it wasn't sitting well with me, because I think even though it said no oil, sometimes you'd still see oil in there. I think there was a lot of miscommunication, let's put it that way. There's a lot of languages going on that trip. So the meals at dinner time weren't always the best for me, and I found I didn't feel good always after I ate them. So those last 4 or 5 days, I'm not sure how many days I did. It was a number of days, at least 4 or 5. I just ordered a plain baked potato and a steamed vegetable. And apparently the only steamed vegetable they could do was broccoli. So I had a baked potato and broccoli every night for dinner. And I felt so much better. That's all I needed, was a simple meal. And my breakfast and lunch, well, you saw my breakfast. That was pretty simple. There was nothing complex there. You know, I just took plain greens, plain oatmeal. Everything was plain, plain tofu. I can handle that. Lunch probably had a little bit more going on. They would have had something like a baked bean dish. They had things in it. Or they'd have a grain dish with things in it, or vegetables. And some of those would have oil in them. So I would take a big salad at lunchtime, but I don't put dressing on my salad. I just eat it with all the veggies that are on that and make that my condiment. And, you know, put the beans on it or something. But even with all that eating, I still went down a pound this last week. And it's so hard for me to lose weight. I have yet to figure out a good way to lose weight. And so I think the reason why I lost weight this last week is just because of all the exercise. You walk a lot after each meal because the ship is so big. The ship is the size, it's bigger than 3 football fields end to end. So all the meals are down on one end of the ship, and all the programs are at the other end of the ship. So you're trucking back and forth. And we also, Chris and I make a promise to ourselves, no elevator. So the buffet's on the 14th floor, the programs are on the 6th and 7th floor, and the meals are on the 6th floor. And so, you know, you're going up and down and back and forth, and doing that after every meal is actually really good, because it's right after a meal that you're going to get an insulin spike that your body's putting out, you know, as a result of the carbs that you're eating. And I always try to take beans at my meals because I want to make sure I'm getting the good fiber in there too. And but to lower that response, the insulin response, if you walk for 10 to 15 minutes after a meal, your body's using that glucose in your blood and putting it into your muscles, and it doesn't have to put out as big an insulin response. And an insulin response is what puts fat on or stores it away. I've got enough storage. I don't need any more. So I'm thinking between the last cruise and this cruise, all that walking after the meals is what made a difference. So I want to try that here at home. So I'm going to report in every Monday, see how long I can manage this. I'm going to eat a good breakfast, a good lunch, a light dinner, and I'm going to try to walk or something after each meal, whether I get on the treadmill or go up and down the stairs or go outside. At least 10 minutes. I'm going to try and do something for 10 minutes after every meal and just see what happens. You know, it can't hurt to try it, and nothing else was working. So and you can join along with me, you know, we'll see how this goes. I'm excited to give it a try because I want to see if I can recreate a bit of what I did on the cruise. And I even would have carrot juice when I was on the cruise too. I'd have at least 1 juice a day. Tried to drink at least 3 quarts of water. Trying to think anything else. And we'd have snacks at 10 o'clock at night. Sometimes they'd have a party. We'd go up and get vegan sushi or pizza party, or trying to think. I think that's all this. Another night they just had veggies and hummus. But it was, you know, it was a lot of snacking and fun. So let me show you what I'm planning for lunch today. I'm having leftover mashed potatoes. There. Okay, see. There we go. Leftover mashed potatoes, some black-eyed peas and sweet potato. And those mashed potatoes are the ones where I do with the cabbage, and I put in some of my butter replacement blend herb mix. I love that stuff. And I'm having a salad, so you can see how I'm making my salad. I'm just getting some salad greens. Gonna use these up from this tub. There we go. And usually what I do is take scissors. In fact, I'll do that. Let me see if I can turn this around. Sometimes it lets me. Nope, it's not gonna let me. All right, I have to do that at the beginning. Here we go. Then I made this. This is a guacamole pie, I guess you'd call it. And this is not avocado. This is pureed green peas around the edge. The green, I treated it like avocado. I put in cilantro and lime juice, garlic and onion, and I put it in the food processor and blended it and pureed it, I should say. And I just treat it like avocado to make a guacamole, but it's from green peas. And I'm just going to take this guacamole pie. Oh, and I topped it with raw corn that I thawed. So it was frozen peas that I thawed and turned into the guacamole, frozen corn, and then just a nice simple salsa that I put on top that doesn't have a bunch of junk in it. It's just a nice pure salsa that I put on there. And that's going to be my salad dressing on my salad. There, that looks good. Yum, yum, yum. Isn't that pretty, though? I like the colors. So that's tasty. So that's going to be my lunch today. And if I'm still hungry, I'm going to keep eating because I'm hungry. I didn't have enough breakfast this morning. But I hadn't figured out that I was going to do this yet. I've just been thinking about it this morning. It's like, okay, what am I going to do to eat well now that I'm home? And let's see if I can get a couple more pounds off. I was 134 this morning. And I'd really like to get that down about 10 pounds. I just don't know. 130 always seems to be my nemesis. We'll see what happens. But at least give it a start. If I see things moving, it's a good sign. And then, yeah, that's right. For this morning for breakfast, I didn't have beans. I didn't have tofu. And I didn't have any fruit. What did I have? I guess I had greens and oatmeal. That was it. So it wasn't enough. You see, I'm really hungry now. So I should have had more to eat for breakfast. I'm going to eat like I did on the cruise. I'm going to have a bigger breakfast and then a bigger lunch and then a lighter dinner and see how that works. So you don't need so much in the evening. You know, you're not doing stuff. All right, you guys, we will check in and see how this goes. The big cruise diet adventure. Okay. All right. We'll see you next Monday. Okay. Bye-bye.